Welcome to another lock that needs a bit of attention. Yeah, it's a beautiful old Lockwood brass padlock that was sent to me also by tacitguardian from Australia. And he found it laying around, another one of these finds, and sent it to me. Very nice. You can see that I already had a bit of fun with this lock. About 1 year ago I made a video about this lock, and if you're interested I will leave a link in the description of this video. So what I'm going to do with that lock today is I want to open up the lock completely, take it apart and make a key for it. I have this blank here that I bought from a local locksmith. It fits the keyway, but it's not high enough. So you can see that it's missing a bit of height, and I'm not sure if I can make this lock work, depending on the length of the key pins, of course, but I will see. You can see the plugs have already been drilled out, so it's not a big deal to get them out again, so they are tapped. But then I have to remove the core, and that was a problem at the time when I made the video where I did this to the lock, because I couldn't find the retaining pin. I searched it here and there, but then I got a hint about the location, and it's on the opposite side of where the Lockwood logo is. And I got the measurements, and here it is. Here is the retaining pin. Yeah, so let me pull out these plugs and then I will go downstairs and try to extract this core retaining pin. Okay, let's see if I can pull out these plugs. So here is the pinning, standard pins beside of a little tapering, which sometimes makes it quite hard to pick a lock. And yeah, here is the lock. I will now go downstairs and try to get the core retaining pin out. So first I use my center punch to make it easier for the drill bit. Now I want to see if I can drill a hole in there. Yeah, not too bad. Make my drill bit a little bit longer. I'm always afraid to snap it. It's too big maybe. Oh, here we go. It's out. That was easy. Haha, great. So now the plug should come out. Okay, let's go upstairs again. Okay, it took a bit of hammering to get both pins out. Yeah, they have put in 2 pins. This one is the actual core retaining pin, and on top of it there is this little brass pin to make it look nice. So this hole is empty now, and now it's possible to pull out the core toward the plug. Looks like it needs a bit of cleanup. Very interesting with this end piece here, with this cam. That goes like so. Looks like they have put in kind of a bypass prevention, so that you cannot reach in through the keyhole to manipulate the internals. So if they have put this plate on top of it, very nice. And then when we look inside, yeah, here you can see the locking pole. It's locked only on one side. So when we put back the core in, we should be able to open up the lock. There we go, you can see it's locked only on one side. And then it looks like this. You can see the spring from the locking pole. Yeah, very nice. Now it looks like I have somehow damaged it, but I think I can easily repair it. Okay, I will now work on the key and on the pins. That's the key. I will take one long key pin. Let's see if this works. Yeah, it's a little bit proud. That's nice. So I think I can make this key work. Okay, we're back with the key making. Okay, before I make the key, I want to show you what the problem was with this lock. When you open it up without the core installed, you can see that the locking pole comes out quite a bit, and you cannot close it. So what you need to do is to push in this locking lock, but it won't stay, of course, because of the spring tension. So you have to put in the core at the same time, push this in, then the core comes in and holds the locking pole in place. Now you can close the shackle again and you have a working lock. Okay, but now let's make the key. So here's the pins that I choose for the new bitting. I'm a bit lazy. I will not cut position 1, 3 and 5. So I put in key pins that are such as long that with a current height of the blade they clear the shear line, and then I put in 2 other key pins that are a little bit longer. In fact, number 4 is a zero cut. You can see without the key inserted, it just clears the shear line here. Okay, now it's, oh, these are the pins. Yeah. So now it's time to cut the key. I will mark the blade with a black Sharpie. Then I work, for example, on number 4 first. Now I scratch in with my screwdriver the position of number 4. I make sure that the key is inserted all the way. So now I should be able to see a mark. Yeah, you can see it right here. So that's the place where I start filing. Oh, I need to get my files, just a second. So I start with my round file. So, and what I like to do always is when I see if I'm centered. Looks like it's centered pretty good. So I will continue filing until this key pin is flush. Okay, so here's the first cut done. Pretty flush. Key goes in and out with no problem. If you file in your groove for the key, make sure to smoothen the edges, otherwise the key will get stuck. But here this works pretty nicely. So one more position to go. Mark the place where I want to file and then start filing. Is it here? Looks like. Okay. Yep, looks good. So I will continue. Okay, almost there. Let's do the remaining bit together. Not much left. Still a little bit. I would say that this is pretty flat. Okay, so the key is done. Now let's check for the drivers. So I did decide about the drivers and I already reassembled the lock. Yeah, completely. I also tapped this key retaining hole and put a screw in there. So now the lock is back in working order. Yeah, here's the key with the bitting again. Key goes in a little bit stiff, but works. Actually turns to both sides. Yeah, now I wanna pick this lock and then I will show you the drivers. Nothing really fancy, but yeah, let's pick it. I tension it from the pin side, and for picking I use a Peterson jam in 15 thousandths. Okay, here's feedback from 2, and I felt a little turn on the core. I did pick it before a couple of times. If you don't know about the feedback, it might be a little bit tricky, so now there is counter rotation from 1. Lost the force set. Not sure which state this lock now has. Okay, 1 is good. Touch 2 and the core turned a little bit more. Maybe there's more from 2. Yeah, there was a little bit more from 2. I think it's not lost. No, it's not lost. You can see the core has turned a little bit more. We're in a good force set now. And we're getting counter rotation from the last pin. And this hook is not deep enough. So I will use a very deep hook with a thin shaft and go in like this. So I could, yeah, that works. Try to set the last pin and it's set. Hope so, but the lock is not open, so maybe something returned. 1 is good, 2 is good. I couldn't set it, so I try again. You know there is pin number 4, 0 cut. I have to be careful not to overset it. That's why I only can use a pick with a thin shaft. So maybe I could set the spool in 5 now, but lost the full set. 1 is good, 2, and the lock opens. Yeah, funny pick. So now let's take it apart and look at the pins. For taking it apart you have to use these little screws and pull the plugs out. Quite unique way to gut a lock. Maybe I can pull it with my hand. No, I'm not strong enough. Alright, so here are the pins. We can see relatively long key pins because of the reduced height of the blade. A spool in 1, tapered in 2, the original one. Yeah, serrated, maybe you would call this, in 3, original tapered one in 4, and another spool in 5. Yeah, the bidding is not really crazy, but number 4, as you have seen before, is a 0 cut. So this makes it pretty tricky to set the last spool in number 5, which is effective, of course, like so. Yeah, that was the repair of this very nice padlock that tacitguardian sent to me. Another find that he made in Australia. Yeah, so here's the LOCKWOOD once again. I will put it back together and send it out to someone to spread the fun on picking it and looking at it, because I think this is really a beautiful lock. Alright, so thank you very much for watching. Happy picking and bye bye.